business end of the USL Championship regular season tonight. Charleston Battery play host to the Miami FC from the Patriots Point Soccer Complex. My name is Chris Whittingham, joined by the former Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Bailey. And Gary, when you take a look at these two sides, we're into the final few games of the regular season. Have a look at the table. Miami with a very outside chance of making the postseason. They have to win every game, and Charleston will have to lose every one. But really, on Charleston's point of view, it's who do they play once in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, do they want to finish top and take on the second place team, which is likely to be Charlotte Independence, or do they want to come second and stay second where they are now and face Birmingham Legion, who are scoring for fun at the moment? Either way, the next round's going to be tricky. So I'm sure Charleston just say, hey, you know what? We're 6 points behind Tampa, 2 games in hand. Let's see if we can get level with them.
Well, those 2 games in hand put them in a good position because they beat Tampa Bay Rowdies by 1-0. Zico Lewis with the game's only goal. Good
finish as well, isn't it? I mean, he takes his time. It's a lovely ball from Cicero, but he just waits and he almost passes it into the back of the net. Brilliant finish, and he is scoring plenty of goals this season. This man is on fire.
And a rare rest for Charleston Battery in the midst of this regular season with 9 days off since that win. As for Miami FC, Miguel Gonzalez, the player to watch.
Well, this was the last time they met at this ground. Miami losing 3-1, but this was the only goal they scored. Gonzalez from edge of the box. Good finish, a pass from Luba, and a very good tuck into the corner from Miguel Gonzalez.
And Miguel Gonzalez has scored in each of the 2 meetings between these 2 clubs prior to tonight. Still one more time to play between Miami FC and Charleston Battery. We'll have starting lineups and first half kickoff when we return.
That's life. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on your dreams. Wait, and if I didn't think it was worth one try, I'd jump right on a big bird and then I'd fly.
As a child, I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to give back to the community. Going to college, that's the first step. And the Life Scholarship just opened up doors because you're getting additional funding while I was continuing my education. I saw that there was a need in the community, so I started mentoring students within that community. I feel satisfied when they have that aha moment. It's so cool.
With HomeSmart from Home Telecom, you get the peace of mind of 24/7 security monitoring with all the convenience of home automation, starting at just $34.99 a month. Get smart control of your lights, locks, appliances, thermostat, garage door, and more. No matter where you are, the power is in your hands. We call that home away from home. For a limited time, save $50 on the HomeSmart Total Attack Pack with a free Skybell doorbell. HomeSmart, home automation and security from Home Telecom. Live life ahead.
Bring color to life with the very best paint, only at your Sherwin-Williams store.
From Patriots Point in Charleston, South Carolina, we are live with USL Championship Soccer, as tonight it is Charleston Battery playing host to the Miami FC. Chris Whittingham, Gary Bailey here for the commentary of this one. And Gary, let's get stuck into the starting lineups, which are brought to you by Bud Light. Pair of changes for Charleston Battery as Nicky Daly and Arthur Boshua enter the side.
Yep, Daly for Zarakostas and Boshua for Cicero, who set up the goal that beat Tampa last time out. So 2 changes from a very successful Charleston Battery side, set up as a 4-2-3-1 with Kelly and Crawford doing a great job in midfield, destroying the opposition and setting up the counter-attacks.
And Leland Archer persists as the only player for Charleston who started every match. For Miami FC, 4 changes from the team that lost by 4-0 at home to Birmingham Legion in midweek.
Yeah, not surprising there's so many changes after that. Hammering income, Jalen Markey, Harrison Heath, Thomas Granito, and Miguel Gonzalez. Out go Sam, James, Roseboom, and Mo Chow.
And for Miami FC, trying to pick themselves up off the mat after that midweek performance, which is basically all but eliminated from the postseason contention. Miami FC losing 4-0 at home. Please join us for a 15-second moment of silence. The moment of silence ahead of kickoff with all 22 players on one knee.
Thank you.
And the silence completed before the match. And Gary, since we're talking about the teams, 3 of the changes that have come in were brought on as halftime subs, but Miami FC did play a bit better after they were already 3-0 down.
Yeah, Paul Dalglish not happy at all after the match, and he made those changes because it was a substandard first half by Miami FC. So they're playing for pride tonight, playing to show that they can perform a lot better than they did last time out against Birmingham Legion.
As we are underway from Patriots Point, Charleston Battery, going from right to left, Miami FC in the teal kits with the white shorts, going from left to right for Charleston Battery. It is a chance for them to climb up the standings and perhaps even put a bit of pressure on Tampa Bay Rowdies. At the moment, 6 points off of Tampa, but this one of their games in hand, and it could set up a fascinating finale in this Group H if Charleston do go away to Tampa Bay Rowdies on the final day with the winners of the group at hand for Miami FC. As you mentioned, a midweek 4-0 defeat at home to Birmingham Legion. And the side from Alabama came in. Nico Brett scoring twice, Alex Cronali scoring twice to give them all 3 points. Mark Pace had a fairly significant blunder playing out from the back as well. And for Miami FC, just looking to gain some stable footing and put in a decent performance, really, Gary.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, losing 4-0 is bad enough, but as Paul Dalglish, the manager, said afterwards, it was the way they conceded the goal. And yes, Mark Pace, who actually has been pretty solid in goals, made one horrendous error, but the other goals, set pieces, corners, it was just very, very poor play all round. And this is a decent team, Miami FC. This is not like a team that should be struggling, but they're sitting at the foot of the table and very much, I think, playing for pride, playing to show what they can produce. And I guess as a player, you're playing for contracts because you've got to think of next season. And, you know, are you going to play well enough for Miami FC to actually sign you up again?
Zico Lewis trying to interchange there with Arthur Bashua. Lewis kind of wanted to stop the play there for the referee to notice what had happened, but we play on through Nico Rittmeyer on the left-hand side. Now spread up by Robbie Crawford. Making the overlapping run there was A.J. Patterson, but one back here by Miami FC, who charged forward here through Marco Franco. Franco now running into the tackles of Angelo Kelly and Jared Van Schaik. Jared Van Schaik, excuse me, and that long ball is now played up into the path of Rittmeyer. Player who's been in the squad for this is 4th season, has 7 career goals, 6 career assists for the club. Just swiveling and getting rid. Harrison Heath.
I think one of the biggest problems that Miami face in this particular group is Charleston Battery are a very good side, and so are Tampa Bay Rowdies. And, you know, it's difficult to say that Miami FC are a bad side. It's just they haven't had a chance to get up and running. They lost their first 3 matches, changed managers, brought Paul Dalglish in, but they haven't been able to make up the ground. And you're not going to make up ground easily against Charleston Battery. This is a top-class side that Mike Anhauser's put together. And that's the big test for Miami. It's every game they play. Even their cross-group game is Birmingham Legion. So they're having to play tough games, and it's exposing them every once in a while. But as a footballer, that's the challenge you want, to play against some of the better sides.
And you have 4 meetings against this Charleston Battery team as Heath hits the big switch. Cross sent into the penalty area, well headed away there by Leland Archer. Now Besicor getting turned and playing with Luba. Now trying to keep it in play there on that far side, Zico Lewis, but despite his sliding effort, it does come out for a corner to Miami FC. It will be a set piece to come here for Miami FC. And interesting to see what kind of mentality and commitment they come out with. You mentioned Paul Dalglish's comments following the game, and that's exactly what he wanted to see more of. Just an effort coming from his side as the corner was sent into the area. Headed away, but Franco sending the return ball. Kuzminski coming off his line, at least getting a hand to it, but it comes out to the edge now, lofted back in. Header arriving from Hassan Ndam, but always going wide of target, and a goal kick now for Charleston Battery. And with that, we can bring you our injury report, which is presented by MUSC Health Sports Medicine. For Charleston Battery, Kieran Mason not in the side tonight. He remains out with injury. Sebastian Velasquez, such a big miss. He is such a creative engine for that Miami FC side.
Yeah, he was the player who gave Charleston Battery all sorts of problems when they drew 1-1 a couple of games ago back in Miami. He was absolutely brilliant. Ran at that Charleston defense, and he had them backtracking the entire match. And that's why they got themselves a very creditable 1-1 draw. But even without Velasquez, they have good enough players. Mario Williams used to be at the Battery. What a good striker he is. He's got 6 goals the season so far, but that's not enough. You need to be getting into double figures if you're Mario Williams, and Miguel Gonzalez and Vincent Bezecourt, what a good player too. Thomas Granito and Harrison Heath holding that midfield. So there's enough talent in this Miami side for Paul Dalglish and picture there to have got a lot better results than they have. But once again, it is a tough group they're in.
Sitting 15 points off of the playoffs with only 5 games remaining. Have to win all of them, and Charleston have to lose all of them. Make up any tiebreakers as well. This is hooked out of play there by Marco Franco, and a throw-in to come here for Charleston Battery. These two teams have already played twice this regular season here. Patriots Point was a 3-1 in favor of Charleston Battery. His appeals for offside, and the assistant with the flag up on the far side, so it will be a free kick to Miami FC. In that meeting on July the 28th, Logan Gadula, Romario Piggott, and Dante Marini with the goals for Charleston. Miguel Gonzalez, the lone response, and it was Zaracostas and Gonzalez with the goals in the 1-1 at the Ricardo Silva earlier this month. Miguel Gonzalez has scored in both meetings between these two clubs for Miami FC.
Yeah, his one at home was a little bit fortuitous. Thomas Granito with a shot that he just sort of deflected in, but certainly the one here when they were playing at Charleston was a fantastic effort from the edge of the box. But probably the biggest problem for Miami FC, 11 games played, not one single clean sheet. You can't keep conceding, otherwise you're going to struggle to win games. So that for me would be step number 1. Try and keep it nice and tight at the back, give nothing away, and then look to the likes of Romario Williams and Miguel Gonzalez and Vincent Bezecourt to actually get something for you at the other end of the pitch.
It's Bashua trying to get the cross in. Now appeals for handball, and it is indeed given as a free kick to Miami FC. You do see as well Miami FC playing out of a back 3 with Brenton Griffiths, the right center back, and Dom in the middle, and Jalen Markey, the oncoming sub, as left center back. Looks like Janos Luba is playing as a wing back, as is Marco Franco on the right-hand side, at least in defense. Just trying to get that number. You mentioned goals conceded. It's a remarkable number, 27 conceded from 11 games. It's just simply too many. Bashua, nice first-time ball in behind there into the feet of Daly, who leads the line tonight for Charleston Battery. Niku Daly with 2 goals and the 1 assist so far in this campaign. Now send up to Romario Williams. Well, at least be familiar with the area, if not the ground. Played twice for Charleston Battery, did Romario Williams, on separate loan spells. This would be his first time at this venue. He previously played at the MUSC Health Stadium.
I turned it up a little bit.
Now, cross is whipped into the penalty area. Appeals for offside there against Miguel Gonzalez, and it is indeed offside against the Miami FC attacker.
It was nice and creative from Miami early on, and no doubt Paul Dalglish was asking for a lot more effort than he got from them in that Birmingham match, and I think he's seeing it already. I know it's first few minutes only, but here they are pushing up high, pressing, trying to get behind the back fours. We saw 30 seconds ago. It's a positive approach from Miami FC, and that's what you expect from a team that is loaded with plenty of good players.
You see some fans in attendance, as many as 250 allowed into the ground, as the ball comes nicely here for Robbie Crawford in the heart of the pitch, given away by the Scotsman, and now Miami coming forward through Gonzalez. Trying to play it up to Romario Williams. They want to get him involved, they want to get him on the ball, but that time it's given away. Now Crawford once more, turning and leaving with his central midfield partner, Angelo Kelly. AJ Patterson. Nice flick on there. At least the idea was decent there from Crawford. Couldn't quite find the run there of Rittmeyer. Come out for another throw into Charleston Battery. Had a remarkable home record this 2020 campaign. 5 wins and just the 1 loss. These are 5 wins in a row at home. Overall, their form is sensational. 16 points in their last available 18.
It's a very, very good team, like we say. I mean, there's no weaknesses in this side. Defensively strong. The two defensive midfielders, Angelo Kelly and Robbie Crawford, are excellent. They break up so many attacks, and then they seek to do quick transitions and get Zico Lewis off and running, and Niku Daly and Zarakostas, when he was on, he would get on the end of things and score a couple of great goals. So Mike Anhauser there's really done a fantastic job with this Charleston Battery side. And as you say, they won't admit it, but they've probably got half an eye on the playoffs, because they're obviously almost certain to make those playoffs, and they're probably thinking, well, how do we keep improving so that when we reach the playoffs and it's the likes of Birmingham Legion, we can take it up another level.
Nice ball there from Kelly to find Rittmeyer. Now interchanges off of Boschua. Rittmeyer trying to tease there around Brenton Griffiths. Does manage to find Zico Lewis coming in off that right-hand side. Out towards Crawford, who couldn't get the touch, and it runs past him out for a throw into Miami FC. Now, generally, looking ahead to the playoffs is thought of as a bad thing, but it does give Charleston a target to aim for, the top of the table with Tampa Bay Rowdies. You're 6 points off with 4 games remaining, this being one of them. It does give you a target to aim for, the top of the table.
It does, and also what you want is an attitude that says we're improving as we get to the playoffs. So rather than say, okay, we're virtually there, we're going to cruise control, and then we'll pick it up. Very difficult to pick up form. You want to be getting better and better as you get closer to these playoffs.
Luba trying to pick out Bezecourt there. Done with there by Charleston. You mentioned those defensive midfielders getting in the way. Bezecourt, the former New York Red Bulls man, plays it back with Harrison Heath. Trying to first time play it into that channel there. You can see the idea, but Archer is always the more likely recipient of that pass. Gadula trying to turn away from pressure and does play it back with keeper Rittmeyer. Easy first time ball out to the left-hand side with Van Schaik.
Again, good pressure from Miami FC. Look at these blues, light blue shirts. What color did you call it?
I think I called it teal earlier.
It's light blue. It's just easier for most people. No, but there's plenty of those teal light blue shirts putting pressure on Charleston.
Angelo Kelly, low service into the penalty area. Well dealt with there by Ndam at the near post. It's out for a corner to Charleston. Could go for Aqua as well.
Aqua. And then Charleston Battery, I'd take it there, black and gold.
That's a corner kick coming up
for that.
Mustard,
Charleston
maybe?
Mustard.
But you know what, for the neutrals watching, what started off in the first 10 minutes, positive play from both sides. Exciting attacking football. Hopefully we've got a great game in store here today.
Miami FC's pressure away from home indicates their desire to try and get a result and impose their style of play, as the corner will be whipped in towards that penalty spot. Going up there was Archer, but headed away from Miami FC. Nice job by Patterson to keep it in play. Lewis just dinking it in. Did everyone stay on side? They did not, as Archer skied the effort anyway. And it will be a free kick as the offside flag was up on the far side.
This is an area that you mentioned Miami have to do a lot better in his set pieces. They conceded direct from a corner in the last match against Birmingham. Alex Cronale just coming up. I won't say he got a free header, but he got a header that was not under enough pressure, and he just thumped it into the back of the net. And no wonder coach Paul Dalglish was really upset with his team, because it wasn't as if Birmingham created a number of wonderful opportunities. It was more like Miami just didn't defend well.
Pace taking the goal kick there. It's given away there by Luba. Boschua onto it. Spots the run into the heart of that penalty area there of Daly, now flying through Rittmeyer. He's won it off of Griffiths, now has to find the passing option. Plays it back towards Patterson, but good tracking back there by Gonzalez to win the ball. And now hit long up towards Mario Williams up against both center backs. He does manage to at least hang on to possession, has to find a passing option. Nice flick on idea there from Bezecourt, but it's given away. Good backtrack in there from Charleston, as that long ball up to Romario Williams did work initially, but they couldn't quite find the passing movement.
Yeah, but that's what's critical. He does so well, Romario Williams, to hold the ball up and then lays it off. And then from there, what is the more simple part of the game, which is just possession and looking for an opening, they lose that possession. So, yeah, half of what they were trying to do worked out, the other half didn't. They've got to get it right from beginning to end, Miami FC. They've got the ability, they've got the players, they've just got to put it into action. And again, Paul Dalglish saying, you know what? We're paying these players, we expect something from them, and now those players have to start delivering.
More than a few offside decisions given against Charleston Battery here in the early go. Look at Nicky Daly, a player who was in the Jamaican National Premier League before arriving in Charleston a year ago. Just 19 years of age. Give him a chance already to score some goals at USL level.
He's an exciting talent, 19 years of age, a whole future ahead of him. He's now got to get himself up to that senior Jamaican squad and then start banging in the goals. When I watched him last time, I was fairly impressed, but I just wanted more from him. I could see he's got the skills. He's got to run at players, run into the box, use those skills to try and break down the opposition defense.
Sides just trading headers at the moment, as in behind there from Besikor, and Gonzalez will actually run onto it. Draws the attention of Gadula. Now Heath. Spray a ball out to that right-hand side. Pick out the run of Marco Franco. Was running in behind, but just a bit too far out ahead of him. And now Charleston trying to catch him out of position from wing back. Coming over to cover well there, Tomas Granito. Van Shake. Again, Miami sending numbers forward. Kuzminski that time electing to hit the ball long. Offside flag was again up against Nicky Daly. Be a free kick to Miami FC. Again, Miami getting their line high, causing Charleston a few problems with it.
Yeah, of course, the danger when you push the line high is if they can get in behind it, and with the pace of Nicky Daly, for example, they've only got to get one ball in behind and off they go. And that's what Bosch will be thinking of. How do I get the ball and get someone who's really quick like Daly in behind the two centre-backs?
Dalglish, saw there in the technical area. Began the year as technical director, but with Nelson Vargas reassigned, Dalglish will coach the team. He was coaching them in NPSL and NISA.
He was talking to us recently about the fact that he prefers the general manager job because at least he gets to stay in one place. As a manager, of course, in this league, it's very possible you sort of move teams every year or two, and if you've got a small family, or young family, I should rather say, you know, you want to have some stability. Being general manager gives him that stability, but when asked, he stepped in to take over the team, and they've certainly improved. They were 0-3 before he took over. They've had some decent results, but the last couple just haven't worked out for them, and hence his less than happy outlook after that thumping from Birmingham.
Getting it first away win against Atlanta United 2. Last away game, but right back down to earth against Birmingham Legion in midweek. Shot there by Van Shake to play out of pressure. The long ball is headed on there by Griffiths. Now Van Shake swinging wildly at it, trying to take it down. And does eventually return to his goalkeeper, but again, drawing the pressure there from Besikor. And there's a heavy collision on the far side as Jalen Markey went clattering into Logan Gadula there. And he draws the attention of referee Kyle Johnston. Will further discipline be required?
Wouldn't have thought so. I don't think there was any nastiness. He just slightly mistimed it. Have a look, it bounces up. Jalen goes in, and in fact, he gets the ball second. Gadula getting it first. But I don't think there was any malice or intent. However, having done one of those, the referee will have marked your card and gone and do that again. Even if you didn't mean it, you'll go into the book.
That's exactly what he did. The referee just having a word and giving those stern fingers that referees love to give. Patterson. His third year with the club, was selected in the MLS Super Draft by New York City FC, but never featured. Van Shake carrying forward and leaving back with Archer. You see when one of those center backs come forward that Robbie Crawford will drop in between to cover the space.
Yeah, it's very intelligent play that it often goes unseen and unnoticed.
Nice ball behind from Archer to Zico Lewis, who pokes it around the keeper, and it is the opening goal for Charleston Battery. Simple route one right down the middle from Leland Archer to pick out Zico Lewis, who remains Charleston's top scorer with his 6th of the campaign. He scored for a second match running, and Charleston hit the front of the opening 20 minutes.
And that's a great first touch by Zico Lewis. Absolutely brilliant. As that ball comes through, what a good ball it is from Leland Archer. Have a look at his first touch. Oh, you didn't get to see it there because he kills the ball and puts it in front of him, and then all options are open. Here, let's have a look. Look at that for a stretch. And then you can just see he recovers his balance, looks up, sees the keeper coming, and just knocks it over him. Absolutely great, brilliant first touch there, and that's what buys him all the time to score that goal. This man is on fire.
He scored the game's only goal in their win over Tampa, and now he has scored yet again for Charleston Battery. 6 of their 20 goals on the campaign. Had a great year last year as well with 8 goals and 6 assists. And he's continued it for Charleston for yet another season. A great run down the middle. And now Miami try and find their response. Luba on the left-hand side, the German. And that dink it around Gadula, appeals for handball. The first time strike coming in from Bezecourt. It was blocked by his own teammate. The follow-up header from Bezecourt has gone wide.
Brilliant
it looked
effort
like
there.
Gonzalez was in the way.
It did, and it was a difficult one with the header. I thought, is he going to chest it and have a shot, Bezecourt? Because he is such a good player around the fringes of the box, but just couldn't quite get that effort on target. And that's the difference, maybe. They get one chance, Charleston Battery, they take it. This one to Miami, let's have a look at it again. His shot is blocked, and then what can he do there? He goes with a header just wide. Well, maybe I'm being harsh. Maybe he didn't have time to bring it down, but you've got to be ruthless in front of box. Miami have struggled to be ruthless. On the other hand, Charleston Battery have one good chance, and it's in the back of the net.
Griffiths with a strong header from the long ball. You do wonder what that strike would have looked like if Gonzalez wasn't in the way. Romario Williams offside there. Would Kuzminski have had that covered if not?
Difficult to tell. Yeah, difficult to tell. But again, I look at this match and think this is Miami's season, isn't it? They've been decent. We've been, you know, they've tried to be creative going forward. They've had some high presses. They've seemed to deal with everything, and yet here we are 20 minutes in, they're 1-0 down again, as they have been most matches. It must be so frustrating for Paul Dalglish to look at his team and think this team is looking good, and next thing they're 1-0 down.
It's one issue that has plagued Miami FC at times this year, is giving away early goals. They've done so once more.
Well, they've played 12 games this season. They've conceded in every one of those 12 games.
Yep.
And as a goalkeeper or defender, you live on clean sheets. You know that's your aim every game, to give nothing away. And once again, a little bit too easy. I'm not taking it away from Zico Lewis, because his first touch was brilliant. But so you got the space to bring it down, get your balance.
Right in the middle of the pitch.
Right in the very, very center. Exactly. Right down the middle. It's just, it shouldn't be that easy, as good as he was. So question marks about that center of defense there for Miami FC.
The El Salvador international Tomas Granito fouled off it there by Crawford. And now a chance for Romario Williams to come forward here. Nice turn on it. With a hop, skip, and a jump there. And one back here by Charleston through Crawford. Just poofed away there by H.A. Patterson. And Griffiths will settle it with his keeper. Charleston Battery has an entirely new line of merchandise for their new era here at Patriots Point. Go to shop.charlestonbattery.com for the latest jerseys, t-shirts, hats, and more.
Many of those in the color teal.
No, that's in the Miami team store.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Yes.
It's more the mustard that you can get in the Charleston.
That's embarrassing when your joke backfires on you.
Hey, trying to be clever.
Yeah,
trying to be clever. Trying to be a goal kick to come here for Miami FC.
Well, impressed with Charleston Battery, because you know it could be easy to say, look, you know, we're virtually qualified. Miami FC aren't playing that well. We'll just come out here and we'll do what we have to do. They haven't. They've come out. They've put a shift in. They're 1-0 up already, and they're looking really decent. And that's got a lot to do with Mike Anhauser, obviously, the way he's got his team pumped up and ready and focused ahead, as we said, on going further in this competition. They've got the ability. I mean, who's to say they can't go all the way and be champions, because they have themselves a wonderful side. Having said that, wow, they've got a bunch of teams, be it Birmingham, be it Louisville City, be it on the other side in the West, Phoenix, and a couple of other teams that are doing really, really well. So there's still a long way to go in this competition, but they certainly have the talent to do well and go a long distance.
This is a more narrow playoff field than in recent years. Only 8 teams in each conference going through, and I think you're really seeing the top sides in every group have real strength. Here's Angelo Kelly once again dropping into defense. Split the center backs, help with the build-up. And shake. Up towards Daly, he going down under the weight of the challenge from a fellow Jamaican, Brenton Griffiths. Bezecourt trying to get out of his feet. Granito trying to slide to win the ball, but it's given away here to Nico Rittmeyer. Player came through the academy at Charleston Battery. Found the paperwork to be a Guatemala international. Rittmeyer was due to join the national team before the coronavirus stopped international play. Just ahead of an international window mid-March. It's a free kick given by the referee, Kyle Johnston. A.J. Patterson grabbing at his nose there. He felt like he was caught. And now Robbie Crawford's got a free kick on the left-hand side. He has plenty of numbers to aim for in the penalty area. 5 coming forward here for Charleston, and an extra on the second phase of play. But it's taken short here with Patterson. Now Crawford with a perhaps better angle to cross, and he will take it in towards that back post. Taken out there by Kadula, but tackled off it by Harrison Heath. He appeals for a throw-in and draws the credit from the assistant referee as a throw-in has been awarded to Miami FC down that left-hand side.
And that was an interesting free kick from Robbie Crawford. Play it wide, get it back, and what it allows the strikers in the middle to do is lose their markers. So they start moving, they can lose their marker, then you put it straight back in. So the thinking behind that sort of free kick makes a lot of sense. The problem when you take the free kick without moving at first is that all your big men are tightly marked by the defenders. It's hard for them to get any space.
And Dom, on loan from FC Cincinnati, Logan Gadula, formerly of FC Cincinnati, a full signing. It is Gadula who gets rid from that right-hand side, nicely finding Zico Lewis. Kelly just calmly playing on here for A.J. Patterson. His 3rd season with the club. Crawford. Footed ball there for Archer. Now it's to turn and play it back to the goalkeeper. Here, Paul Dalglish backing the horses off a little bit, asking them to not chase. They spent so much time pressing, trying to keep a shape now.
It's also one of those choices with pressing these days is that you press when you think the team's got a bit of issue, like getting the ball out of the back. So you pick your moments. If you look at the defenders and go, oh, they're struggling, then you press. If you think they're in control, they've got options wide, left and right, then you just down your half, because then you can just run for the sake of it. And the last 10, 15 minutes, you won't have anything left in your legs. So it is a case of just watching and watching, and as soon as the defense look like they're in trouble, then you high press.
Yeah, especially when you look at this Miami FC team having played in midweek. Paul Dalglish wanted a free kick given there. Zico Lewis, first time into Bashua! He's just dragged it wide. He felt like he was caught, though, by a pace, and it will be a goal kick, but Bashua with a great chance right in the middle of the goal there, just dragging it wide.
Oh, it's a lovely ball across the goal. Here's the start of it. Robbie Crawford's ball, absolutely brilliant. Zico Lewis puts it on a plate for Bashua. He was just stretching. He had a defender behind him, goalkeeper in front. Could he have done better? It's a lovely inviting. He just couldn't get his feet right, could he? And it was a beautiful ball from Zico Lewis. Laid it on a plate for Bashua, just not able to get that left foot out and knock it into the back of the net. So once again, you see how good Charleston Battery are at creating a really fantastic opportunity out of nothing.
In the middle of the penalty area as well, but as you said, that ball from Robbie Crawford was a delight. Given away cheaply there by Franco to Rittmeyer. Bench shake. Great opportunity there for Charleston Battery. Lewis on there with Gadula. Tackled out of play there by Janos Luba. Moved to the United States to play collegiately at Fordham a year ago in the USL Championship with New York Red Bulls 2. I see there from Patterson, just trying to caress it towards Rittmeyer. It'll be a throw-in to come here for Charleston Battery down the left-hand side. Van Schaik. Again, the shouts from Paul Dalglish, don't chase this one. Keep the line of confrontation, what they would call a mid-block. Now Van Schaik under a little bit of pressure, sends it long and nicely finding Nicu Daly. Crawford. Rittmeyer just trying to play it back with Patterson's given away for a throw-in. And now we will have a hydration break here at this 1-0 match right now to Charleston Battery. Again, the goal with Zico Lewis. This hydration break is brought to you by Restore Hyper Wellness and Cryotherapy, located in Charleston, South Carolina. Restore your health and do more of what you love. Check out our West Ashley location for cryotherapy, compression, infrared sauna, IV drips, and more. I think
he's echoing you.
Yeah, I think the PA announcer is taking my cue, and he's reading there for Restore Hyper Wellness and Cryotherapy. While we have a moment, let's go to take you through the opening goal of this one. Again, with Zico Lewis on 19 minutes. Gary Bailey.
Oh, beautiful ball here from Leland Archer, but just the first touch, and it's so good that he can balance. Pace has come out thinking, well, this guy's in trouble. If he gets he won't get to the ball, and if he does, he won't be balanced, but he got perfect balance and was able to chip it over the keeper. Again, question marks in the middle there. Brenton Griffiths and Hassam Indam. Someone has got to be goal side of the goal scorer there, Zico Lewis. But give Lewis credit. He is scoring good goals. He scored the last one against Tampa. That was a great finish. He looks so comfortable tucking that one away with his left foot. He's a fantastic player, and if you give him service like that, he's going to hurt you.
And Zico Lewis able to make that center run, and also would then create a chance for Arthur Bashua after a tremendous long ball from the left-hand side from Robbie Crawford, and Bashua just unable to tuck home.
But that's a very good point. That layoff he didn't have to control it. It was a one-time layoff for Bashua.
Right.
It was great thinking, beautiful ball in, and Bashua literally inches away from making it 2-0. And
the perfect angle as well in the ball, because it's away from the defenders, but not close enough to the keeper. And just there for Bashua to strike.
It's a little bit of quality that Charleston Battery have up front that Miami FC are struggling to find. They have it in theory with Romario Williams, for example, and Bezecourt, but it's just not coming to fruition for them.
And that's also where they miss Sebastian Velasquez as well. Player who brings that in spades. The through ball idea from Romario Williams is picked up there by Kuzminski. Now Heath send it up towards Romario Williams. See the idea to try and get it into their center forward quite often. Romario Williams in total scored 25 goals in 2 separate loan spells with Charleston. Michael Anhauser was saying, look at their team, they've got Romario Williams, and I think he was longing again to have him back as center forward. And look, on from playing with Charleston, he's featured with a couple of MLS clubs, Montreal Impact, Atlanta United, Columbus Crew, which is where he was a year ago. Now, Jalen Markey into Luba. First time crosses in towards Williams. And the offside flag is up on the near side. I think Dalglish had shouted offside before anyone else had seen it. Of course, wearing his mask. In the technical area, you see the supporters in the stadium as well, socially distanced, wearing their masks. This is probably about the best and only way, really, for people to gather at this point. In a big space, socially distanced, wearing masks. Done it right here at Charleston. Did a soft open where they had 100 fans. Now expanded it to 250. Kelly. You can hear Angelo Kelly getting some plaudits from his technical area.
Again, those two defensive anchors, those number 6s, Robbie Crawford and Angelo Kelly do such a fantastic job in that team.
Kadula with a lung-busting run forward. Almost just about got there, but Markey won it off him, and now we'll have to get rid. Kelly won the header. Nicely settled there by Rittmeyer for Patterson. Patterson will now continue his run. Rittmeyer tried to play it first time, shouts for handball. The referee unmoved, it will be a throw-in as it came off Franco last. Charleston with 3 remaining games. Miami with 4 following this one. Real opportunities for points as well as Boshua plays it into Rittmeyer on the left-hand side. Drawing the attention of Franco. Nice back heel there as Patterson gets good power on the cross, but just overhit it. And Luba trying to send it on, but only as far as Leland Archu's taking a step forward from the center back position. Crawford. Pick out a pass. You can see there was surveying all of the available options and just laid it off there with Archer.
Look how deep Miami were as well. They were in that final third, just trying to block all the space possible. It's a difficult game for them because if they leave too much space for Charleston Battery, they know they can get hurt, and they've seen it with that goal from Zico. So they're trying to deny space, all trying to get behind the ball, make that low block that's so difficult to break down.
Kadula, nice cross whipped in there by Zico Lewis and took a deflection off Daly on the way through, but came rather calmly there for pace.
I think what makes this game so difficult for Miami FC now that they're 1-0 down is that there's such a wonderful Charleston Battery defense, and we saw it against Tampa Bay. I think they limited Tampa to like literally a couple of shots.
Kelly with a first-time ball in behind there towards Crawford. He couldn't settle the touch, but it's a good passing move there. Boshua just about getting a good pass in the move. Nicely won back by Lewis. Outside of the boot, ball in the air towards Rittmeyer, and he just couldn't get the positioning in ahead of Marco Franco, and it will be picked up there by Pace, but another good attacking move there from Charleston.
And it's into that danger area, isn't it, again? It's that danger area where it hurts. Lost possession, just on the edge of your box, so dangerous. Quick ball in, Zico Lewis, what a ball. And it falls right in the middle on the 6-yard line. What Zico Lewis has done so far in this half has been amazing. He's scored 1, he's put 2 great chances into danger areas, and he seems to be the man around which everything is happening up front for Charleston Battery.
Patterson. Left back here for Jared Van Schaik. Big switch. Miami normally a side who like to enjoy possession of the ball, but it's Charleston who are dominating it here. Kuzminski trying to play it to Patterson. Nicely flicked on there towards Rittmeyer. Trying to get in ahead of Griffiths, who puts in the sliding challenge. Boots it out for a throw-in.
I was just talking a moment ago about how difficult this match is for Miami FC because Charleston is such a good defensive side. They limited Tampa Bay Rowdy in the last match to 3 shots. Not one of those was on target. 3 shots the entire match, not 1 on target. That's how good this Charleston Battery defense is. And that's what Miami FC is up against here this evening.
And Michael Anhauser on our call giving an immense amount of credit to his back 4 of Kadula, Archer, Van Schaik, and Patterson for the defending efforts in that one. Now Zico Lewis trying to slide in behind there for Kadula. You can see can run and run and run some more. Has to put in a shift from that right back position. Thrown into Crawford. And the pass back was not well handled there. And a throw in to come for Miami FC. Pressure coming towards Markey there from Daly and Luba, and Daly or Markey, excuse me, sending it long.
It was a scrappy ball out of defense, wasn't it? It's not like they're able to play their way out. When you watch Charleston Battery, they play their way out with good football. They keep possession.
Kadula stung into Nick Daly, and now appeals for a corner, and the assistant will indeed award a corner kick to Charleston Battery, which Crawford will come over and take.
That's a corner kick coming up for your Charleston
for Miami
Battery.
FC. There's some big boys coming up here. You've already got Boshua in the box, who's tall. You've got the big center backs, Leland Archer and Jared Van Schaik. So it's very important that Mark Pace gets his defense well organized, and you can see Harrison Heath also talking players into the right positions.
And it is just lofted in there in towards Patterson, and Kelly just trying to boot it away in that second phase of play. Really, you just don't want to give the ball away in that situation, and so Kelly with the no-nonsense strike going out for a goal kick.
Mark Pace, important for him to have a good game today. That mistake for the fourth Birmingham Legion goal was a bit of a howler.
Yep.
Came out of his box, took a swing with his left foot, missed it entirely. And while it didn't impact the game because they're already 3-0 down, as a goalkeeper, you take that on the chin, and you have to come back and put in a good performance to win the manager's confidence back.
Heath given a chance to run forward, can slide in Luba, wanted to return it for Harrison Heath, but the defending in there from Gadula. It's out for a corner.
That's better, isn't it, from Miami FC? Better play there, looking to connect. They're talking about it. He was trying to connect there, Luba had the right idea. That's what I'm sure the Miami FC fans want to see more of.
And it is a corner to come from the left-hand side. And whipped in towards that penalty spot away from Kelly. Out-swinging delivery. Franco trying to keep it in that second phase. On there from Granito. And the offside flag up on the near side against Brenton Griffiths, who had stayed forward. So again, the set piece not coming to much. And Miami had a good chance in this first half through Vincent Bezecourt. Unable to really create much. Charleston, though, with a few gilt-edged chances, including the one that was converted for the opening goal.
And every one of those chances involves Zico Lewis.
Yep.
Great touches. Really super impressed with him as a player, and you wonder if MLS clubs are looking at him going, wow, he could do a job for us. That's how good his touch is.
And you see as well, a few players have benefited from the increased visibility of CONCACAF through the Gold Cup and through the Nations League. A player like Eloy Room, who's playing for Columbus Crew, the Curacao keeper. So you do wonder as well, Zico Lewis, part of a Bermuda side that
as a reminder,
has pulled off some decent results
6
in
feet of social distance if you leave your seats at
CONCACAF.
halftime. Please only consume
I think we have to say that the USL coverage has been that good that these players are getting a platform that can be seen virtually every game live. The country can see them. Coaches, other coaches can watch them play and not just get a little sort of memory stick with 2 minutes on, but rather they can watch a full 90.
Given away there by Rittmeyer. Romario Williams charging on and tackled off it by Archer. Williams running right through the gut of that defense. And it's a free kick awarded as Rittmeyer tackled off it there by Griffiths.
See the difference there? See the difference there? Williams couldn't get through the back two central defenders. On the other side, Zico Lewis, way too easy to get through. Charleston Battery, they don't let you pass. They're quick, they're strong, and they've blocked Romario Williams. And the same can't be said for Miami FC at the other end in the center of defense. There's still too many chances happening for Charleston Battery.
Given away there on that left-hand side by Bezecourt. Now Charleston again cycling possession. Absolutely look like they have an idea when they have the ball. Where to go, how to probe. The passing looks calm and assured. Archer. Now back again with Kuzminski. He's hardly had a save to make. The opening 42 minutes plus.
He had a bit of a spell in Israel earlier in the season and only got back, I think, 5 or 6 games ago. But I'm sure they're delighted to have him back. Big, strong goalkeeper, well experienced, age 26. So he's got enough experience to know how to manage that defensive back line.
Hook clear there by Granito in midfield. Nice hooked on there from Crawford for Rittmeyer. Thought he had a run of Bashua charging it behind. Zico Lewis is going to give this a real go. Slid back towards the keeper, Pays, and it's picked up there by Daly, and he's placed it into the bottom corner, and Charleston taking advantage of a mistake at the back. Great hard running by both Lewis and Daly to apply the pressure. Daly's got his 3rd goal of the campaign, and Charleston on the stroke of halftime have doubled their lead.
Once again, it's Miami FC imploding with errors at the back there. The back pass, I think it was from Brenton Griffiths. Let's have a look how it extends here and how it happens. Ball gets played out wide. Yep, Brenton Griffiths on the ball. It's a lazy back pass. Keeper maybe a little bit slow to react, Mark Pace. And in the end, it's just all too simple for Daly to go around the keeper and stick it into an empty net. Just got to be a little bit sharper and more careful with those back passes. You know there's strikers around. You just can't play it in there and hope. Brendan Griffiths knows it. Look at the reaction as he hits the floor there. And Mark Pace maybe could have done a little bit more to help his defender out of it. And once again, we're talking about Miami being goals down because of errors that they've made themselves.
We should also say the touch to get out of his feet there from Daly. Real quality on it just to make sure that he didn't make a hash of that chance. Had to get it out quickly. And a lovely strike there from Daly. Composed for a 19-year-old. His third USL Championship goal of this 2020 season.
I just wonder if this is the season that Miami FC need just to get their head around being in the USL. It's their first season in the USL. They were kings before, what was it, the MPSL?
Yep, and NISA.
Yeah, and now they're up to a whole new level, and the players are good enough, but maybe the attitude's not 100% there. They're used to winning. They're not used to being under pressure, and they're making mistakes just because they're being put under pressure they probably haven't experienced before. So maybe we put the season down as a learning one for Miami FC, but they need to learn quickly.
Salas drifting through the middle as we have seen a minimum of 2 minutes added on at the end of this first half. Extra time is brought to you by MUSC Health Sports Medicine. Now, on there from Markey. Markey and Bezicour. And Dam. Slide it again towards Mario Williams. That very much the idea of this Miami side in attack. And Charleston now comfortably in front. Look like they'll clinch a playoff spot by night's end. Miami would need to score 3 unanswered in order to overturn that at this point. Crawford. Lewis. Crawford's pass took a deflection. It's given away here to Williams. Now slid in behind. Luba to try and pick out a cross in towards Gonzalez, but it's cut out at the near post. And out for a corner, but again, Miami FC picking up the ball in a dangerous area and unable to really create that chance.
Yeah, it's a great area to have the ball in. You've got to be clinical. It's got to be 1-2 back of the net. Job done. And in that situation, it's not happening. The players are not getting an understanding going together. Mario Williams, expect more from him. He's such a good player, but he might say, look, I played the ball off, I didn't get it back. Either way, Paul Dalglish has got some work to do at halftime.
Harrison Heath to take the corner, and what will almost assuredly be the last meaningful moment of this first half. You see plenty of players line up at the near post and in front of the keeper. Heart of the 18-yard box is empty as it's swung it into that 6-yard area, and going up to win the header, Hassan Ndam. It was a glancing header that's gone wide there. A good chance for Miami FC just before the break, but the visitors unable to capitalize as there is the halftime whistle. Charleston Battery leading by 2-0 at the break. Zico Lewis opening the scoring on 19 minutes just before the break. Nicu Daly taking advantage of a miscue from the Miami FC defense. And Charleston, who look on their way towards clinching a playoff spot, lead by 2 goals at the break. Plenty to come in our halftime show. We'll bring you first half highlights and much more. Again, your score at the break is Charleston Battery 2, Miami FC 0.
So how is it?
Great.
This is your vacation, your beach, your fields of green, skies of blue, mountains of majesty. You're an athlete, you're obsessed, you're in love. You're in pain, spirit drained, in agony, fighting gravity, because you made a commitment to yourself and others to work on your game, build your frame in blazing heat, exhausted and beat. You're not alone. You're supported, pushed, tested, tried, true, broken, fixed, and put back on track to do it all again. Your road is long, an open highway completely secluded, jammed with traffic, horns blaring, sirens screaming, speed limit, near misses, head-on collisions, body shops, rest stops, so many tolls to pay. Your destination isn't a place, it's a record, a dance, a feeling. Hands in the air, stands on their feet, joy all around. Because when you refuse to yield, your spirit is revealed. You are an athlete. MUSC Health, Sports Medicine.
You need more layers, diagonal layers.
I got it, Ron. Thanks.
Leave him alone, Dad. Oh, honey, you should use ice blocks instead of cubes.
No, Bud Light Seltzer goes on top.
Diagonal layers.
Did you pre-chill the Bud Light lemonades?
Need more ice.
And diagonal layers.
I mean, if you're gonna do it right.
I don't need my hands getting cold.
Why don't you try using the Plumsky method?
Brings out the citrus notes.
Dad?
Gotta crush the ice, son.
Okay, I'm out.
What's his problem?
Whenever packing the cooler really matters, there's a Bud Light there.
Halftime at Patriots Point in the USL Championship. It is Charleston Battery playing host to Miami FC. Chris Whittingham, Gary Bailey here for the commentary of this one. And Gary, we wanted to talk about the international flair in this Charleston Battery side. They've had quite a few internationals that have come through the club previously. You look at Michael Chang, now at the Real Salt Lake organization. Romario Williams, who now features for Miami FC, and Ta Anunga, who plays in the midfield for Nashville SC of Major League Soccer. And there's 3 internationals currently in this Charleston team.
Yeah, you've got AJ Patterson, who captained the Grenadian national team. That's quite impressive. Leland Archer, who featured on the Trinidad and Tobago U20 team. And of course, you have the team's leading goal scorer, Zico Lewis, who helped carry his Bermudan squad to their first ever Gold Cup appearance.
And Zico Lewis is a great transition into the point about how 3 players came from the same club in Iceland: Robbie Crawford, Zico Lewis, and Renico Clark. The club is called FH, but they say it in quite an interesting manner.
No, thankfully we just get abbreviated to a couple of letters, so that definitely helps, and then just leave the Icelandic to them.
It's called Fimlika Fjö Hafnarfjörður.
And so that is the wild name of the club.
Yes, and tell me, how did they all get to Charleston from that club?
Yeah, I mean, from Iceland, from FH, and you just heard how they pronounced it. Robbie had a short stint in Robbie Crawford had a short stint in Finland. Renico Clark eventually came back to the USL Championship with Sporting Kansas City too. But Zico Lewis talked to both of them, getting them into Charleston, and now they all feature for Charleston Battery here in the USL Championship and are major parts of this playing squad and international flair throughout this Charleston Battery team. When we come back, more from around the USL Championship. Again, it's Charleston Battery and Miami FC in the USL Championship.
Oakland, the town. A world-class city where it's not just about where you're going, but it's also where you come from. See, here, there's always room at the top. Where sky's the limit, but roots help keep you grounded. And this is town business. If you know, you know. Some might say it's rough around the edges, but we all know that the flavors are in the margins. It's a family affair out here. It's all eyes on we. Hold it down for the people holding you up. These things matter to us.
It is Let's Go Oakland over and over and over again, where East Oakland and West Oakland meet.
Show the town love, and the town will love you back. Oakland, forever.
The United Soccer League and its 47th championship in League One clubs stand united in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can create change. Together, we are united against racism.
Charleston Battery leading by 2-0 at the break over Miami FC. Zico Lewis, Nick Daly with the goals in the opening 45 minutes of play. Let's bring you some news and notes from around the USL Championship. The newest member of the league is Oakland Roots, another club coming from NISA where Miami FC was last. They'll enter the league in the East Bay. Then you have Loudoun United, Simon Lefebvre named as the player of the week. You wouldn't mind this, Gary. 13 saves in a match for Loudoun United.
13 in one game.
In one game, yes. Last
wow,
Saturday.
It's a busy goalkeeper, but is it a good defense he's behind?
Probably not. And it is 7 teams that have clinched playoff spots. San Antonio, El Paso, New Mexico, Pittsburgh, Reno, Sacramento, and Tampa Bay Rowdies are all into the postseason. It could be an 8th by the end of the evening if Charleston Battery hang on to at least a draw in this one. In terms of other results from around the USL Championship, it's Pittsburgh Riverhounds who beat Loudoun by 1-0 last night. These are all in the Eastern Conference. Charlotte 1-0 victory over North Carolina FC. A big lopsided scoreline for Louisville as they beat Memphis 901 by 4-1. St. Louis, in a cracking affair there, 3-2 with Sporting Kansas City 2. And Hartford Athletic just seconds away from wrapping up a 3-0 victory over Philadelphia Union 2. Those are your scores from around the Eastern Conference, and this is what the standings look like as a result of those results. So this is Group H, where Charleston and Miami are in the live table. Charleston will be into 27 points, 3 behind Tampa Bay Rowdies with the game in hand, Atlanta and Miami. Atlanta already confirmed out this result would have Miami FC well and truly officially eliminated from postseason contention. There's just a class of this group, Gary.
Yeah, it's a very, very good group, isn't it? And Charleston, if they win this match, which it looks like they're going to do, as you quite rightly say, 3 points behind Tampa with a game in hand, they'll be thinking, you know what, let's finish top of this group. We can do it. No question about that. And they're certainly on the driving seat thanks to that man, Zico Lewis.
And we'll show you his goal and Nick Daly's goal. We return. First half highlights, second half kickoff is on the way.
Get your ice cold Bud Light, sell to hip. Get your ice cold. Oh, Bud Light, sell to hip. Who needs two?
Bring color to life with the very best paint, only at your Sherwin-Williams store.
This is your vacation, your beach, your fields of green, skies of blue, mountains of majesty. You're an athlete, you're obsessed, you're in love, you're in pain, spirit drained, in agony, fighting gravity, because you made a commitment to yourself and others to work on your game, build your frame in blazing heat, exhausted and beat. You're not alone. You're supported, pushed, tested, tried, trued, broken, fixed, and put back on track to do it all again. Your road is long, on open highway, completely secluded, jammed with traffic, horns blaring, sirens screaming, speed limit, near misses, head-on collisions, body shops, rest stops, so many tolls to pay. Your destination isn't a place, it's a record, a dance, a feeling. Hands in the air, stands on their feet, joy all around. Because when you refuse to yield, your spirit is revealed. You are an athlete. MUSC Health, Sports Medicine.
Get your ice cold Bud Light, sell to hip. Game's almost over. You know what that means? Last call! Just kidding. Your house, your rules. Stay responsible. Bud Light, hey!
Charleston Battery leading by 2-0 at home at Patriots Point Soccer Complex. You see these socially distanced fans in attendance, up to 250 in the ground. Chris Whittingham, Gary Bailey here for the commentary of this one, and now we can bring you our first half highlights, show you the goals, beginning first with Zico Lewis on 19 minutes.
Yeah, Leyland with a lovely pass, but Zico's first touch, world class, balances himself, chips the keeper. That is just a brilliant, brilliant finish. If that was Messi, we'd be going, oh, that's top class. But this is Zico Lewis doing exactly what Messi can do. Great finish.
Just killing the ball, right?
Kill the ball,
it arrives over the top.
Yeah.
And just a minute later, Miami FC would have a chance. Janos Luba down the left-hand side, trying to pick out Bezikor here, who is open, has the strike towards goal, hits a teammate, and then his header would go wide.
Yeah, it's a good effort because he has the shot, he doesn't go quiet, he waits and then he jumps on the header as well. But this ball here from Crawford, what a lovely ball. Zico Lewis, first time, Chris, first time he puts it right into the danger area for Boshua, and he's inches away from making it 2-0, the big striker.
And just taking the sting out of it there, Boshua colliding with pace, and then Charleston would get a second as Brenton Griffiths a bit too loose, a bit too casual, his back pass, and Nick Daly makes him pay.
Yeah, it was too casual. He could have sprinted to the ball, he jogged back, he plays it into a danger area. Mark Pace, maybe he's worried about giving away the penalty, so he can't come in too hard on Daly. And once again, another bad defensive error costs Miami. And look at these shots. Let's go for shots on target. 2 for Charleston, 0 for Miami. That tells me a lot there. You've got to get shots on target if you want to score goals. And around the box, Miami haven't offered anything. They haven't tested Kuzminski that much. And if you want to go to midfield, there's an 83% successful pass rate for Charleston, only 72%. So even the quality of passing in the middle of the field isn't good enough from Miami FC.
And that is normally an area where they have done well, Miami FC. They are a side that likes to keep possession, that want to be on the front foot, but as of yet have not really been terribly successful in doing so. So you have Charleston Battery, who lead by 2-0 here. Let's go and take a look at the playoff picture with Group H. Should the current standings hold, where Charleston finished second in this group and Tampa finished top, Charleston will play Birmingham Legion in the opening round of the postseason and then face the winner of Charlotte and Tampa Bay Rowdies. Which of the two sides, Charlotte and Birmingham, would you want to play next, Gary?
It's a very, very difficult decision, and they're both good sides. As much as Birmingham Legion are scoring for fun, I've heard a few coaches say they think Charlotte Independence is one of the best sides in the league. So I think either way, Coach Mike Anhauser will be saying, you know what, whichever team we play, we've got ourselves a massive match in the playoffs. But when we did speak to him a couple of days ago, he said, look, it's the old classic one game at a time. You know, let's just deal with this one. Let's deal with the next one. I think they have Miami FC again coming up. They have a couple of other matches still to play, do Charleston Battery. And he says he just wants to play it game by game, just keep rotating, keep the players fresh, and try and get them ready for the playoffs. But they don't want to be thinking specifically about any playoff team they're going to meet.
As we are underway here in the second half, there was a change at halftime as Dante Marini has entered for Nico Rittmeyer. So it will be Charleston who make the first change of the match. Of course, 5 available to both sides in 3 different windows. And so Marini into the side here. Will play down that left-hand side as Logan Gadula plays back with Leland Archer. So let's just bring you up to speed with both teams. Joe Kuzminski remains in goal for Charleston. A back 4 of A.J. Patterson, Jared Van Schaik, Leland Archer, and Logan Gadula left to right. In midfield, Robbie Crawford and Angelo Kelly are the 2 holding mids, with Arthur Boshua in front of them. Zico Lewis down the right, Dante Marini, the sub, down the left, and Nick Daly up top. Here's Angelo Kelly. We'll play it back with Archer, and we can bring in the Miami FC team. Mark Pace remains in goal. A back 3 of sorts of Brenton Griffiths, Hassan Ndam, and Jalen Markey. Does look like a back 4 in possession. Marco Franco playing down the right-hand side. You have Janos Luba playing as a winger / wing back through the middle. Harrison Heath, Thomas Granito, and Vincent Bezikor. Up top is Romario Williams. Miguel Gonzalez has drifted all over, mostly starting from a right wing position. He's trying to play it on there. Boshua. And Markey just getting rid, putting it out to touch for a throw-in to Charleston Battery.
I just want to go back to the stats we mentioned a few minutes ago about 0 shots on target for Miami FC, and that's really what this is all about. It's about playing football to get you into a position to test the goalkeeper. I was looking at the stats from their last game against Birmingham Legion. They had 70-30 possession, so they had the majority of possession, did Miami FC. Both teams had 10 shots each, But Birmingham Legion, 7 of their 10 were on target. Miami FC, 2 of their 10 were on target. It's in that final moment of the game that Miami FC are coming up short. The quality that we've seen from Zico Lewis first half, we are not seeing from anyone up front from Miami. As that attempt to throw in, a little bit pear-shaped there for Gadula.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to get a grip on it now. Slipped out of his hands. Throw in to come here for Gadula. Back to goal. Daly. Shove Markey off it. Now a throw-in is given there against Charleston into Miami FC, and Daly is not really having it. Shouts coming from the Charleston technical area as well. Keith just about getting out of his feet there with Luba, but it's given away off a deflection. Now Lewis picking up possession, trying to poke it on there from Marini. Miami FC able to win it back. Really making that charging run in behind. Now Ndam. Out for a throw-in to Charleston Battery. Quickly here into Angelo Kelly. Now with back to goal, Bashua. It's a poor back pass there. It's given to Romario Williams. He's not going to charge on for Miami FC, Romario Williams. As Runner Gonzalez, or rather Bezicor with him, try to interchange, but in such a tight area, Charleston able to win it back through Archer.
Again, good defending from Charleston Battery. They're trying, aren't they, Miami FC, but they just can't get past those two centre-backs who have been so solid defensively, and we were talking about how brilliant they were against Tampa Bay Rowdies. If you give nothing away at the back, you've got every chance of going on to win games.
Now nice 1-2 down the left-hand side as Luba tries to get the early cross, and was a decent delivery and forced the clearance there from Van Schaik out for a corner to Miami FC. As Luba has gone down. The stoppage of play is brought to you by MUSC Health Sports Medicine, as Luba, I think, might have gone crashing into the advertising hoarding in behind the goal to try and get that cross away. He certainly has put in his commitment. Miami FC's trainer is not going to step onto the pitch. And here is the corner to be delivered by Bezicor. Fizzing delivery into the area, headed away there from Archer. Now second ball played there by Janos Luba. In the penalty area, one there by Miami FC. Markey, and the first time strike goes sailing over there. You can see the idea from Granito, but just didn't get it right. And it's a goal kick to Charleston.
Well, positive play by Miami, and lots of blue shirts up. They're trying to put pressure on. I guess if you're a neutral, you would love to see Miami score and make a game of this. You know, 2-1, suddenly it all changes. So from a neutral perspective, hopefully we get something from Miami FC. You almost feel like they deserve to get something out of these games, but then it's not about that. It's about not making errors at the back, which they've made. It's about creating good chances, which so far they haven't been able to do. And another good opportunity, this time from Luba, just goes straight to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, you can see the idea to try and shape it into Romario Williams, making a hard run through that penalty area, but just didn't get any bend on it and just went straight at goalkeeper Kuzminski.
Yeah, we're talking about that last bit of quality, the final ball quality. Just hasn't been there for Miami FC.
As Archer just booting it up the pitch. Bashua in a tangle now with Ndam. Try and win it. Overhead kick is up towards Zico Lewis, and I think Charleston now will take the advantage if they have their druthers, but it'll be a free kick to Charleston Battery. Not sure what the issue is with Hassan Ndam, and it is indeed a yellow card. And he was asking Hassan Ndam, what did you need from me? My number or my name? It's usually the number that goes in the book. And it is indeed Ndam. Gets a yellow from referee Kyle Johnston, a first of the match. Throwing in quickly there from Marini. Now Daly. Calmly leaving it back with AJ Patterson. Talked about him at halftime, his international career with Granada. One back by Charleston in the middle. For Kelly. Nicely into the pocket there for Zico Lewis, trying to dig it out there towards Bashua. Trying to get rid there. Markey appeals for handball are given by the referee, Kyle Johnston, as it was tight in the middle of that penalty area, and eventually handball given against Crawford.
Number 11, Hassan Endam, in the 52nd minute.
Yeah, I think Paul Douglas looking at his bench thinking perhaps now is the time to start making some changes. There is one player on the bench that I'd love to see on, and he's been missing for a while. Prince Saidi, very quick, runs at defenses, causes problems. He's been out for a few games, so I think he'd be really excited to get at least, what is it, sort of 30-odd minutes out on the park, and you might see a lot of fresh energy come from Saidi.
That's a dangerous one there from Jalen Markey, going through Arthur Bashua there.
It's twice he's been hit, Bashua, in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah. Receiving the brunt end of a couple of challenges from Miami defenders. And now the referee holding up two fingers and saying, we already had a word, we already had a conversation.
USC Health Sports Medicine.
As with Bashua receiving some treatment, we can tell you that head trainer Bobby Weissenberger out on the pitch from the MUSC Health Sports Medicine team to tend to Arthur Bashua. Now he will head back to the halfway line, have a conversation with the fourth official about re-entering. It's dependent on the discretion of the referee. He's now allowed Bashua to come on. As Dom wins the header, only as far as Crawford. Taken out of the air there by Patterson, trying to put Miami under pressure with that ball in behind, and I see one back there. Marini and Bashua trying to carry forward, but it's given away. Now Granito with a loose touch there, just about sliding to win it off of Zico Lewis, and Heath can lead Miami FC forward. Luba. Hitting a big switch out towards Harrison Heath. Now on the right-hand side, the cross whipped in there by Franco. Easily dealt with there by Charleston. And Griffiths. Dom. His pocket of space there, finding himself in Bezecourt. Trying to play it on there towards the middle of Williams, but just not the right ball, not that incisive ball just yet for Miami FC. Crawford. On down the line there. Marini and now Bashua trying to pick out the run of Daly. Could he get ahead of pace? The offside flag was up against him anyway. And Daly just shying away from that challenge.
Wisely so. Keeper was about to flatten him, but what good play from the back by Charleston Battery. They played their way through all the pressure. Beautiful football. Yes, Daly was offside, but the way they constructed the move from beginning to end, absolutely brilliant. None of the pressure Miami FC put on them seemed to bother them. They seemed to be able to play through it with some good touches. That's the quality that this Charleston Battery side have.
No. And Shake hooking it up the pitch. Kelly just trying to dig it out first time, but gave it away. Now Bezecourt trying to play it out the other side. Just a back pass there for Archer to deal with. Now Kuzminski under some pressure, just trying to get rid. Nice step there from Markey. Jalen Markey coming flying forward. Tackled off it strongly there. This near side by Logan Gadula. He has stayed down as Charleston played up towards Bashua.
That's a tackle that Logan Gadula did there, that he put his leg out to stop the ball and then turned in one motion. You've got to be careful, you can open up your knee joint there, so I hope he's okay.
Yep, he is limping away from it. Look okay for the moment. Switch hit out to the left-hand side towards Luba. Taken out there for Bezecourt, charging on here through the middle, trying to slide out to that right-hand side, but give it straight to A.J. Patterson, who was kind of reading that out ball the whole way. Won it back for Charleston Battery. Now Crawford trying to get Charleston going quickly, hits that ball long towards that left-hand side. Good ball to find Patterson. Now going to try and hit the cross in towards Daly, but cut out there rather easily by Griffiths at the near post. Now Bezecourt lost it there with Marini, but won it back. Carry forward the Frenchman, and a free kick awarded. The former New York Red Bulls man. 4 career MLS assists. prominently starred for Red Bulls 2 in the USL, scoring 18 times and having 20 assists in the USL Championship.
And we just saw Kelly just slowing down that Miami FC attack, allowing his team to get back, gave away the foul, but Bezecourt, I thought if he could have played the ball quickly, had a chance of a really good counter-attack, if he could have got some quick vertical ball, but in the end, Kelly just stopping him from maneuvering forward, and good professional play by Kelly.
Ball behind there from Heath. Now, Marini. His 7th season with the club. 581 days without playing due to an ACL injury that also affected the surrounding bones in the knee. Required special operation. It's nearly 2 years with that injury. Back in playing. Throwing to come here from Miami FC. I think some Charleston supporters thought that was the wrong decision. Granito there for Markey. Janos Luba. Markey. Now Bezecourt trying to pick out that pass towards Williams. Good center forward play to hold up. Now towards that left-hand side, having a strike and sailing it well high and wide there. Goal kick to come for Charleston Battery.
I just think frustration from Romario Williams. He hasn't had much service. The service he has had hasn't got him through behind the back four, and I think he just turned and thought, you know what, let me try and do this myself. But if you're going to do that, you've still got to hit target. A shot sailing wide doesn't count for anything. We're talking about the fact they had 0 shots on target in first half, and another example of where they're not testing Kuzminski at all.
Throwing to come for Miami as we near the hour mark. Charleston with goals from Zico Lewis, Niku Daly. First half. Daly's goal probably a difficult one for Miami to recover from, given it came so late on in the first half. Really have to find a bounce back effort, which we've seen a few signs of, but real threats just yet on the Charleston goal.
But it's a crucial error as well. If we go back to that second goal, I mean, it was just lazy play from Brenton Griffiths. Daly very sharp to jump on it, but at 1-0, this is a different game. At 1-0, you can say Zico Lewis, brilliant skills, scored a fantastic goal. That's all that separates the two teams. Miami FC feel they're on the verge of getting back and leveling, but at 2-0 down, it's an extra high mountain to climb, and it can affect the players psychologically. They feel like they're never going to break Charleston Battery down and score twice. But while it's only 1 goal, you've always got the hope. So that second goal, the error from Miami FC, is turning out to be so costly.
Miami trying to play out now as Charleston keeps some numbers high up the pitch. I see one back, though, by Zico Lewis down that right-hand side. Just teasing there and passing it around Luba. Now Lewis into the middle of the pitch. Nobody really there, but Crawford will try and pick up a second ball. Franco with a nice touch on, Marco Franco. Touch on there for around Patterson as well. Carrying forward the Miami right wing back. Franco trying to play it there into Gonzalez, but didn't quite get it right.
He's run 60 yards, Marco Franco. He's been brilliant. And then when he gets there, he gives a lazy pass, and now he's got to try and get himself back into that fullback position. It's so frustrating.
Daly back here with Marini in that position where Franco has now recovered to, puts in a sliding challenge, dangerous one, dug out towards Zico Lewis, but just booted clear. Not enough pace on that one to get it to Zico Lewis. We can tell you that Charleston Battery has an entirely new line of merchandise for their new era here at Patriots Point. Go to shop.charlestonbattery.com for the latest jerseys, t-shirts, hats, and more. Gonzalez. Bungled over there, Granito by Robbie Crawford. It will be a free kick here for Miami FC.
That man's got, what, 57 appearances for Rangers in Scotland. That's at a very, very high level of football. So a more than decent player is Robbie Crawford. And I think that's a huge sort of addition. First season for the Battery, so it's a huge addition for Mike Anhauser to have in the middle. Like I said before, I love the way he and Angelo Kelly just are so good at breaking down opposition attacks. And I think Mike Anhauser is saying defensively they're very good at the back, but those two players, they just shield the back four.
Nice switch hit out to that right-hand side. Franco again coming forward, just trying to keep it in play for Mario Williams, but unable to do so. And it will be a goal kick to Charleston. It's interesting when you look at this Miami FC team. They do arrive in the USL Championship with some pedigree in other divisions. Won the East Championship in NISA, won a couple of spring and fall championship titles in NASL, won 2 national championships in NPSL. This is a club that has a standard. That's what Paul Dalglish said after the game against Birmingham Legion. It is not acceptable by Miami FC standards.
You just sense that the team started off the season thinking, you know what, we've won most of the leagues we've played in. Now we've added a whole bunch of quality players.
Cross swung into the area, easily caught there by Pace.
And, you know, and so we should do well in the USL. And then bang, 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 3 matches played, 3 losses, manager gets fired, and it's, you know, Paul Dalglish is having to step in and try and resurrect things. It might not have been manager Vargas's fault. It might just be the players came in expecting this was going to be too easy. And this is a very good level of football, the USL. We're looking at players who are extremely talented on the ball, technically gifted, work hard.
In some cases, full internationals.
Yeah, absolutely. In many cases, full internationals. And maybe Miami FC players, as opposed to the management, the players have just taken this a little bit too lightly.
Patterson with a cross in towards Boshua, headed down and poked on there by Van Schaik, who had come all the way forward from his center back position, and the captain getting involved and unable to direct it towards target.
Oh, if that goes to any striker, that's a definite goal, but it goes to the big center back, and he just can't quite get his feet right there. And good header down by Boshua. Set that up for Van Schaik, and Van Schaik just couldn't quite get a striker's kick on it, couldn't get enough power, and in the end, easily saved. But once again, Charleston Battery able to create really good opportunities in the box, opportunities that have a great chance of being a goal. And conversely, Miami FC unable to test Kuzminski at all.
As given away there by Gadula. Now Bezikor trying to play on here, in behind there towards Romario Williams. Strong sliding claim there by Kuzminski to claim off of Williams.
Here's this ball going to come in again. Boshua is going to head it down for Van Schaik. Puts it right towards the big center back. Yeah, he's stretching. He's under pressure from Heath, to be fair to the big man. It wasn't that easy for him, but still, it's a chance.
Now Charleston coming forward. Crawford poking it around the defender. Crawford trying to loop it towards Boshua. A strong challenge, and it's volleyed over there by Marini. It was a decent opportunity that came for him. Perhaps Crawford could have had a strike towards goal, given the angle he found himself in.
I was thinking exactly the same. I thought Crawford's in a great position. Boshua just with a clash of heads with a defender, but have a look at it here. It's gonna work its way out to Crawford. There he goes. Now at that point there, I'm thinking smack that ball at the keeper. Instead he goes for Boshua. There's a collision with the big central defender. And as you say, Marini then at a much more difficult angle to hit target. But Crawford perhaps unselfishly looking for his big striker, Boshua.
As now there will be a pair of changes coming on here for Miami FC. Miguel Gonzalez will make way for Prince Saidi.
Fans, this hydration break is brought to you by Restore Hyper Wellness and Cryotherapy. Located right here in Charleston.
Saidi, as you mentioned,
restore your health and do more of what you love.
Making his first
check
appearance
out our West Nashville location for
cryotherapy,
compression, infrared sauna, IV drips,
stretching
and
just
more.
done here by Lloyd Sam, who is also being prepared to come on. 35-year-old. Doesn't have to do his calisthenics in order to be ready to come on. We're told he'll enter for Brenton Griffiths. And there is the confirmation of the change. Lloyd Sam, another player with ties to New York Red Bulls. Mostly played as a winger in MLS, but now
for Miami FC.
Latter stages of his career playing more as a defender. Scored
Coming
25 times,
Miguel Gonzalez,
149 MLS games, along with 34
number 11,
assists.
Prince Saidi.
Some of the stronger
and coming out number
New York Red
23,
Bulls
Brenton
sides of
Griffiths.
the most recent decade.
And coming in number 14, Lloyd Sam.
Goal kick to come here for Miami FC. So we'll see with Griffiths off how that back four changes.
Well, if they can tighten up the back four and get some ball to Prince Saidi and get him attacking down the flanks, then we might see a more exciting end to this game. Maybe there's still something left in this game for Miami FC.
Sam looking like he's playing as a right winger right now. Down there by Patterson and cleared from Van Schaik. Now Granito trying to pick out the run there of Saidi. Recovered here by Charleston. Coming forward down the right, Zico Lewis into Crawford. Kadula. Dalglish just saying to Prince Saidi that you didn't get it the first time, you got to keep going. Go again. And Dom trying to hook clear. Further on there from Granito. Now Robbie Crawford on the right-hand side. Kadula. See the ideas here from Charleston, working the triangles. Zico Lewis trying to go outside of the boot into Basha. Well, he will receiving the penalty here, trying to get in the right position there. And it comes off of Zico Lewis last, who was charging in to try and pick up that loose ball, but Luba had done just about enough there. And it will be a goal kick for Miami FC, which Pace will take short. And it looks like Markey has moved over to right center back. Franco is the right back. And Luba playing out and out left back in a back four now. As Kuzminski would just let it roll all the way back. As we enter the 70th minute. Leaving it there for Leland Archer, who gets the assist for the opening goal, this one. Scored by Zico Lewis, his 6th of the season. Shouts for offside. Assistant didn't have his flag raised. Kadula and Crawford. Marini was making a run, trying to straddle the offside line. Now draws the attention of Luba. And poked out there by the German. Out for a throw-in. Marini. Back there by the Bermudan international Zico Lewis. Getting himself in some space on the right-hand side. Again, Bashua trying to drift into his path to find the pass. First time cross is hit. And chested down rather calmly there by Markey. As he just gets rid there, Jalen Markey. See foot down there. Saidi, excuse me. And thrown to come here for Bezecourt. Into Prince Saidi.
We're going to see more energy from Miami. They're 2 goals down with 20 minutes to play. Charleston Battery have been keeping possession, playing the ball around. It's up to Miami to make things happen. They're trying, but it's not coming off. But I'd rather see them really push forward. If they end up losing 3-0, so what? 2-0, 3-0, it's not going to make any difference. They're out of the tournament now if they don't get a win here today. I just want to see a more positive approach from them. And with Prince Saidi on the pitch there and Bezecourt in picture, and Romario Williams, they can cause Charleston Battery some problems at in defense. They've just got to be a lot more positive with their play, a lot more direct. 20 minutes to go. Come on, Miami FC. Just give us something to really enjoy.
Hooked up towards Romario Williams. Now Bezecourt having a strike. Excuse me, that was Saidi who had that opportunity. Kelly recovering back, and Williams stopping the play of Romario Williams, and eventually the whistle sounded. Thought for a moment he wasn't going to give the foul. Free kick here for Charleston Battery.
I've got to say, Charleston, if they win this, which is looking likely, it's 5 wins and a draw in their last 6. I don't think Mike Anheuser can ask for more leading up to the playoffs if they keep this going.
It's 5 straight at home as well.
Wow. They're going to be a team to be feared once the playoffs start. You're asking me the question, who should they be avoiding? Birmingham Legion or Charlotte? And I'm thinking, well, both those clubs are looking at this team and thinking we need to be avoiding Charleston Battery.
Well, I think in a normal situation, Charleston and Tampa Bay would probably be 2 of the top 4 teams in the Eastern Conference. But now they're in the same group, and one of them is going to be a second-place finisher. As Daly slides it out for Patterson. His delivery is into the penalty area. It was Kelly who made the run forward from midfield, but just couldn't get a touch to it, and claimed there by Pace. As Miami trying to hit on the counter quickly. Saidi, the Liberian, into the penalty area. Couple of step overs towards the byline, tries to slide it across, took a deflection off of Archer, and is out for a corner as Kuzminski did have his near post covered, but it went past him.
Oh, action from end to end, and mention how good Prince Saidi is, how he runs at defenses. We saw an example of that on the one side, but here, ball gets knocked in, and the keeper is he's coming for the ball. It looked as if Zico was going to get a touch in front. And again, I'd say at this point, the balls that Charleston Battery play are always into the real danger area that causes so many problems.
Now Bezecourt from the corner, trying to pass their way through Miami FC, but they've given it away. And now Daly trying to get his head up to find a passing option. No one running with him, so he's going to take on Luba. Lovely bits of skill there on both Luba and Heath. Now trying to slide it out of that left-hand side for Van Schaik, who's making the run forward from center back. Now trying to get around Franco. Here's some shouts there from either the stand or the bench of Charleston, appreciating the skill there from Nikiu Daly. Play it in behind there, Lloyd Sam. It comes off the defender, out for a throw-in. You can download the Charleston Battery app or go to Twitter to cast your vote for the Heineken Man of the Match, as a change is being prepared here. Jesus Ibarra will enter, and Gary, for you, is this man the one who's exiting the man of the match?
Oh yeah, no question whatsoever for me. His first half was brilliant. The goal itself was stunning. The chances that he set up, especially for Boscher, was absolutely brilliant. Second half, he's run out of steam a little bit, but just from what he did in the first half alone, top man, excellent performance.
And the other change is Nikiu Daly exiting for Stavros Zarakostas. So a couple of attacking players entering for attacking players, like for likes.
Well, that Zarakostas scored a golazo in the match between these two teams when it was a 1-1 draw. Stuck it in the top corner. And then I think he also scored against them on this ground. No, hang on a second. It was against Tampa. He scored another golazo on this ground. He doesn't just
can't keep track of all the golazos that he scores.
This is what he's about. He scores brilliant goals.
Nominated a couple of times for goal of the week. Has 3 on the campaign. A decent player to bring off the bench. Charleston have done so 8 times on the campaign as Luba plays it for Granito. Nice interchange there. Trying to slide it out to the right-hand side. But again, those balls into wide areas have just been measured wrong there by Miami FC and usually given away. He's just poked up towards Zarakostas. A little shove there in the back of Jalen Markey. And now, 2 sets of players having problems with each other. The referee going to try and get this sorted, as Zarakostas left a little extra there for Jalen Markey, and he wasn't having it. I think Zarakostas is going to receive a yellow for his efforts.
It didn't take long to get a yellow. How long's he been on the pitch? A minute?
Yeah, just with Markey getting rid and Markey in the air, just sticks a forearm into his side, kind of send him over, falling
yellow
down.
Card issued to Charleston Battery number 16.
It's always dangerous when somebody's trying to clear the ball, you lean into them and they're off balance. It can always cause problems.
As we have now entered the hydration break. This hydration break is brought to you by Restore Hyper Wellness and Cryotherapy, located right here in Charleston, South Carolina. Restore your health and do more of what you love. Check out our West Ashley location for cryotherapy, compression, infrared sauna, IV drips, and more. As we are into the hydration break here, Charleston leading Miami FC by 2-0. The goal scorers on the day, Zico Lewis and Nikiu Daly. Here are the 2 goals, Gary Bailey. First, just a route 1 ball right down the middle to find Zico Lewis. Lovely first touch. Poke around the keeper. 1-0 to Charleston.
Just an idea for Miami FC. Maybe mark the guy in the very middle on his own.
And maybe mark the top goal scorer.
Yeah, Brenton Griffiths perhaps caught out of position there, and he gets caught out again. Not necessarily picking on him, but very slow. Look, he's just jogging, and then he gives a lazy ball back to the keeper. Pace comes, has to withdraw his foot in case he gives away a penalty. Second goal. And it's just, you can't give away goals at this level. And I think if there's one thing Miami FC have learned from coming into the USL, as good as they are, as talented as they are, you do not give the opposition anything. You make them work for it, because you give away goals like that, you try and get back at this team. They don't concede many goals, Charleston Battery. So once they're 2-0 up, it's pretty much game, set, and match.
We're talking about a rise in level as well. It's not just about can you rise to the level is that your mistakes will be punished by the stronger opposition that you're playing.
Exactly. And set pieces, they conceded a couple of set pieces against Birmingham Legion last time out, Miami FC. You get tested a lot more in all those areas, and they haven't met the challenge. And what they're not meeting as well is the challenge of creating good opportunities. They're not sort of testing the goalkeeper. I'm thinking, Kuzminski, have you had a single save to make? Probably the answer's no.
And put back in play following the hydration break. Miami's still yet to really create that gilt-edged chance after going 2-0 down just before halftime. We just showed you the 2 goals. Good challenge in there from Dante Marini to try and find Zaracostas. Looks like Marini is playing down the left, Zaracostas up top, and the other sub, Jesus Ibarra, down the right-hand side. He's playing in the Swedish lower divisions before coming to Charleston Battery. Just his 3rd appearance. Markey. Hooking it away. And losing out there, Bashua, who's kind of stayed in that number 10 role despite his number 9 shirt. Ibarra, nice turn on it, the feint to send Saidi the wrong way. Now Marini in some space, gonna line up a strike, trying to bend one, and Pace with an acrobatic save, leaping to tip it over his own bar. A decent effort there from Dante Marini.
It's a good save from Pace, good agility. That'll make him feel better after the error in the last match against Birmingham Legion. Ibarra just squares it to Marini. He sizes up the goal. Doesn't put too much pace in it, but he's got great direction right in that top corner. Pace goes across the goal and makes a more than useful save, and one that will fill him with confidence. And that again is where Charleston Battery are good. When they have a chance, they certainly test the opposition keeper.
It's swung into that near post. The header is won by Bashua, and it went flashing across the face of goal, but not towards target. Another glancing header that couldn't quite find the target. Actually took a nick off a Miami player on the way through, and so it'll be another corner.
Very lucky. Pace comes for this. Look at the goalkeeper. He comes off his line. He's in no man's land. If that header's on target, that's a goal. And just given the goalkeeper praise, then he comes and does that. He's very lucky to have escaped without that ball going in the back of the net.
I think it might have been, it came off a Miami player. It might have been Lloyd Sam covering the near post there.
Either way, as a goalkeeper, you either stay, or if you come, you have to get a punch on it.
Now Crawford whips another corner in, edge of the 6-yard area. Markey getting up to win that one. Bezecourt just trying to nod it on, and Saidi trying to take advantage. Laid back there with Bezecourt, turning and just losing it there to Kelly. Play on, says the referee. Now Angelo Kelly trying to poke it to the right-hand side. He'll come here for Marini, trying to loft it to that back post towards Bashua off the chest. Here's Bashua trying to retreat there with Archer, who stayed forward. Now Ibarra. After Bashua involved in quite a few of these set-piece moments for Charleston, perhaps looking for a 3rd.
And that's a good point, looking for a 3rd. They're not cruising at 2-0, 10 minutes to go. They could easily say, hey, we're now definitely into the playoffs. We're winning this match. Let's just all kick back. They're not. They're a well-drilled side. Mark Anhauser, I guess, wouldn't accept them slacking off, and they're not. They're still probing, creating, and putting Miami FC under all sorts of pressure.
Also say there is a fairly sizable rest advantage between the 2 teams. Charleston last playing 9 days ago on the Friday against Tampa Bay Rowdies. Miami FC having just played a midweek on Wednesday night against Birmingham Legion. Free kick awarded on the far side is like Marini, who goes down there. Now a triple change coming here for Miami FC. Hector Morales will enter here for Vincent Bezecourt. So Brian James who will enter, as does Mo Chow. And then you have Granito coming off. Morales on as well. We'll get confirmation for who he entered for. Into the middle. And Romario Williams exiting as well. So triple change there. Granito, Bezecourt, and Williams off. Brian James, Hector Morales, and Mo Chow on. Here is first touches for Morales. coming forward. And into a wide area here for Saidi. Running at Gadula. His left-footed cross is well stung in and will come to the back post here for Lloyd Sam. He'll try and pick out a cross in towards Morales. He saw it, but Kuzminski was in the way and was able to catch.
That's better from Miami FC. A ball into a real danger area, really threatening the goalkeeper in that back four and testing them. Let's have a look at it again. Need more of this. Prince Saidi is the man we thought would make a change. See that? You just need a little bit of luck there, and maybe something bounces your way. Up until now, there hasn't been anything in that box to have given Charleston Battery concerns. Well done, Prince Saidi, for bringing a bit of excitement to that forward line of Miami FC.
Sliced away awkwardly there off Dom, but Charleston not there to make him pay. Zaracostas has won it back. It's a free kick awarded. Fairly late whistle, though, from referee Kyle Johnson, has drawn the ire of some of the supporters and the technical area. Switch hit long out to that left-hand side. Nice touch there from Gadula. Look out for a throw-in. There quickly from the Liberian side. He was playing club football in Liberia for moving to the States in 2018. Played in NISA with Atlanta SC. Now with Miami. Perhaps caught the eye of Paul Dalglish in that division. Heath. For his passing options, Lois likes a spray and finds Lloyd Sam making the run on the right-hand side. Chow running through the middle.
It's a good ball from Heath there to try and stretch things, and again just causing Charleston Battery some problems, asking some questions. It just has taken until the 80-odd minute before Miami have really started to string anything together.
Might be a patron of the stadium not pleased with Zaracostas there booting it into the parking lot. Bounced off a couple of cars I saw. Sliding challenge coming out. Heath has gone down. There's a real coming together on that far side. And Harrison Heath has stayed down, grabbing in the direction of his right knee. It looked like Marini caught him. He also went down. Actually, it was Zaracostas. And now, decision to make here for referee Kyle Johnston. I think Heath there felt like he was caught. And have stoppage here for injury. The stoppage in play is brought to you by MUSC Health Sports Medicine.
And the substitutions in the 82nd minute for Miami FC.
And
now
it will be a yellow card. It's actually shown
7,
for Heath.
Vincent Bezecourt. Number
rather
8,
than Zaracostas, despite the fact that Heath was the one who was
number
showing
9,
the injury.
Romario Williams.
And here
and
is
in for
that
Miami
challenge.
FC, number 28, Mohamed Chow.
Zaracostas, does he get there? Oh, I thought Heath got there first. If Heath gets there first, and Zaracosta goes over the top, that's a red card. So I think Harrison Heath may be a little bit unlucky there. The referee probably couldn't see that he got to the ball first. But if there was VAR, that could have been a totally different decision. Not that I want to see anybody sent off, but when you go over the top of the ball onto a player's shin, that's a dangerous tackle. Zaracostas has come on. He was booked within a minute. He could have had a red card there. He's come on with a mission.
Yeah, at the very best, it's a second yellow if he does catch him.
Yeah.
Now, Dom just trying to calmly play there, has his hands up the whole time. Coming together off the ball there is Kelly and Heath. A little bit of an issue. Heath wasn't really having it there from Kelly. He's continuing to shout at him. And remains doing so. Down the line there from Sam on for Brian James, who did start in the midweek match. Now slid in behind. Sam trying to get a cross away. It's lofted in towards that back post. Saidi arriving, but Gadula was composed and just trying to get it away. Not terribly convincingly. Now Saidi does have 2 assists, Prince Saidi, on the campaign yet to score. The only of the changes that was brought on that has a goal in the campaign is Mo Chow, who has the 1, former Reno 1868 man. Into the penalty area in towards Chow, but Robbie Crawford was there to win it back. Now Van Schaik. We'll just get rid. You see Miami with all 10 outfield players in the Charleston half. Nice step there from Markey.
I think
it back, Saidi denied the chance to give it back to him, and now coming forward here, Morales in the feet of Chow, around one defender, but the other covering in the shape of Archer. Franco. Luba. Nicely there into Morales, tackled off it cleanly. 21 against 21 as Kelly won the challenge.
I was going to say that there's a lot more energy now from Miami FC with those subs that have come on. Those players that come on, they've livened things up. And again, you look at it and think, well, why couldn't they have had this level of energy right from the start? Why must they be 2-0 down with 10 minutes to go before the players push forward? I know it's a psychological thing and it's not easy. You don't always start off the match on fire, but given the desperation of Miami FC, I thought they would have had a lot more energy to start with. Anyway, we're seeing it now towards the end of the game.
Yep. It's also a second straight match where it seems like a triple change has changed things. It was the same thing in midweek. There was 3 substitutions at halftime for Miami FC against Birmingham Legion.
I think that's Paul Dalglish's way of saying, come on, guys, I'm not getting enough from those who are on. I'm going to shuffle the pack. And he gets a response from those he does bring on.
Throwing down the far side for Patterson to take, just lining up the position which will throw into the feet of Zaracostas now by the corner flag, just trying to poke it off a Miami defender. Run some clock here. The final change to come in here for Charleston Battery is Deshaun Nemhard will enter for Arthur Bashua. Now, a couple of interchanges down that far side. Looks like it will be a throw-in to come. And here is the change. Nemhard for second substitute appearance of the year. And Nemhard was last in USL League 2 with FC Miami City.
Substitution for the Charleston Battery.
Enters here.
Coming in, number 12, Deshaun Nemhard.
Interesting route into this Charleston
team.
Out,
number 9,
sorry,
Arthur
just looking at Bashua there,
Bashua.
and he had a couple of good moments, set up a few chances, especially the one to the big centre-back Van Schaik. And a useful target man, Bashua nearly got on the end of that Zico pass in the first half. But again, another clean sheet for Charleston Battery, so it seems at this stage, and got to give credit to Archer and Van Schaik in the middle, and Patterson out wide, and Gudula. The back four, top class. They've shielded Kuzminski. They've had Kelly and Crawford in front of them, shielding them. It really has been a masterclass of defense, and they've taken their opportunities in attack, and they've made it look so simple at times. Charleston Battery.
We have been told of a minimum of 5 minutes to be added on at the end of this match. So a couple of opportunities for Miami FC to find the route back in to at least get one in the next 2 minutes to make the finale interesting. Nice calm play out there from Pace into the feet of Heath, who just wants to send it long towards his pacing winger Saidi. Luba trying to step forward and win it.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 5 minutes at a time.
Throw into Miami FC as there is confirmation of stoppage time, which is brought to you by MUSC Health Sports Medicine. Actually, in the end, is a free kick awarded to Charleston Battery. Luba was insisting that it would be throw in, yeah. After conversations with the fourth official and the official and both sides,
both managers,
both sides
some of
thought
the
it was
subs.
theirs. There was a free kick, then it was a throw in. Now it's a free kick again. Gudula puts it back in play. Markey sending it up towards Saidi, letting it run, trying to get the beating of Archer. Saidi was frustrated there at the contact from the defender, and it's a free kick. And now Saidi puts a forearm into Archer, who's gone down. He wants to take it quickly, and now the referee is going to try and cool the temperature of this one.
Yeah, temper's fraying here at the end of the match, and he's just saying to Prince Saidi, don't be leaning into anyone, take the ball. But to be fair, as he went to get the ball was kicked away. So, but it's just, you know, it's professionalism. You're winding each other up. That's the idea. And it's all part of the game, and the main aim is not to bite. It's easier said than done. When you're tired at the end of a match, and especially if you're losing, and you know, people can say, well, you shouldn't have got involved, but tempers can fray very easily. Anyway, here's a chance, at least to get something out of this game. Heath can put the ball in to dangerous areas. Let's see if they can get on the end of it.
He just swing in towards the heart of that box. It's rather easily punched away there, straight at the keeper. And Kuzminski punching away, trying to keep it in play. There's Angelo Kelly on the far side. Has come out for a throw-in to Miami FC, which Lloyd Sam will take. Lofted ball Switch the point of attack out towards Saidi, and it does come to him. Cutting inside. Seems like the majority of Miami's attacks are coming through that left-hand side, and Prince Saidi. Now Luba getting the cross in. Headed away there by Van Schaik. All taken there by the substitute Ibarra. And now Charleston is looking to break a little bit here. Certainly a chance for the counter on with Miami pouring numbers forward. Sarah Costas on the attention of the much bigger Ndam. And Ndam winning it back cleanly in the judgment of the referee. Charleston on the brink of clinching a place in the playoffs. It was academic, but they just did need the one more point, or Miami to drop one more point, and they just handle the job themselves. Now 18 points clear above the playoff line at the end of the night. Have their sights set on Tampa Bay Rowdies. Next up, it's home with Loudoun United, then away at Miami, and then away at Tampa Bay Rowdies. A chance to get all the way into first place in this group.
Could that be the decider, the away match against Tampa, for who finishes top of the group and who gets bragging rights?
Cracking game, wouldn't it? Now poked on there, edge of the D. There's Crawford winning it back. And Archer pull from behind. It'll be a free kick to Charleston as Morales, the culprit there for the foul.
It's like a brick wall at the back there with Leyland Archer and Jared Van Schaik. Nothing or hardly anything has got past those two. Must be two of the best centre backs in the USL, and it must be frustrating for Mario Williams. Tried, got absolutely nothing out of them. And now there's a couple of others up front. Mo Chow is now trying, and Prince Saidi. And those two in the centre backs, they've been superb.
Nice ball behind there to Lloyd. Sam again on the byline trying to pick it out in towards Morales. Strong sliding challenge in there from Archer to get rid. That does portend. More on that in a moment as Ibarra wins the throw in. Now into the substitute Nemard. Couldn't quite keep it for his side. It'll be a throw in. You see a few supporters still giving the referee some stick. Thought it was a Charleston throw in. Luba. And now Heath. Slid in behind there from James. Again, Sam to pick out a cross. Morales, and now Saidi on the back post. What can he do with it? Saidi towards the byline. Try to get the beating there. Now left back here for Harrison. Heath looked like he was going to line up a left-footed strike and step back with Luba. Can he hit a cross for a consolation goal? Headed away from Archer. Crawford just hooking up the pitch.
It's one of those balls that says, referee, please blow the final whistle.
And the referee responds in kind as Charleston Battery have clinched a place in the USL Championship postseason with all 3 points at home against Miami FC, up to 27 points on the campaign from 13 matches. Been a brilliant season for Michael Anhauser's men, and it continues with a 2-0 victory over Miami FC. Now, Gary Bailey, Leland Archer is our Heineken man of the match. Is that the correct decision for you?
Well, it could have been Zico Lewis as well, but to be fair, those two at the centre back, Archer and Van Schaik, have been absolutely stunning. So I have no problem with that. We all too often give it to the strikers, and Zico Lewis's first half was brilliant. But Leyland Archer stayed on for the full 90 minutes, and he hasn't given Miami FC a sniff.
And Charleston Battery didn't give Miami FC too many sniffs throughout the whole of the 90 minutes, and that's why there are 2-0 winners. Lewis and Daly the goals, full-time reactions and full-time highlights as well on the way.
So how is it?
Great.
This is your vacation, your beach, your fields of green, skies of blue, mountains of majesty. You're an athlete, you're obsessed, you're in love, you're in pain, spirit drained, in agony, fighting gravity, because you made a commitment to yourself and others to work on your game, build your frame in blazing heat, exhausted and beat. You're not alone. You're supported, pushed, Tested, tried, true, broken, fixed, and put back on track to do it all again. Your road is long. On open highway, completely secluded, jammed with traffic, horns blaring, sirens screaming, speed limit, near misses, head-on collisions, body shops, rest stops, so many tolls to pay. Your destination isn't a place, it's a record, a dance, a feeling. Hands in the air, stands on their feet, joy all around. Because when you refuse to yield, your spirit is revealed. You are an athlete. MUSC Health, Sports Medicine.
Charleston Battery victorious tonight at Patriots Point as they have beaten Miami FC by 2-0. And now we can get into full-time highlights. Chris Whittingham, Gary Bailey rounding things out. And Gary, we should start with Charleston's opening goal.
Well, it's man of the match, Leyland Arch, with a beautiful ball through to Zico Lewis, unmarked on the edge of the box. His first touch brilliant, his second touch a chip over the keeper. Make sure that they don't go any further behind.
And these are the standings at the end of this one. Charleston now with the game in hand, just 3 points off of Tampa Bay Rowdies with 3 left to play. Atlanta United 2, Miami FC will not be making the postseason this year, and it very much represents the class of the group.
It certainly does. The top 2 teams are fantastic teams. And I think for Miami FC now, the remaining games must be about finishing above Atlanta United 2. You've got to end off the season with something. Paul Dalglish on the left there can't afford to finish second. And for Mike Anhauser, exciting times ahead. The playoffs are looming.
Is there a charge to the top of the Group H table for Charleston Battery? Either way tonight, it is a 2-0 victory over Miami FC. Lewis and Daly, the goal scorers. For our tremendous USL crew and my broadcast partner, Gary Bailey, my name is Chris Whittingham signing off. Your full-time score is Charleston Battery 2 and Miami FC 0. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.